Welcome. My name is Dr. Chris Montanaro. I'm a board-certified chiropractor and a diplomate in applied kinesiology. I specialize in treating people with difficult-to-treat conditions without the use of drugs and surgery. Today we are going to cover cholesterol. My goal is to arm you with an incredible amount of information about your health and your body so that you can live a long, happy, and quality life. This from JAMA. Medications potentially life-saving when used against illness also can be dangerous and sometimes lethal. In this analysis, the investigators determined the proportion of patients hospitalized in the United States who are affected by serious or fatal drug reactions defined as noxious, unintended, or undesired effect of a drug that occurs at therapeutic doses. There's no overdose. This is people doing exactly what they were told by their doctor. The overall rate of serious adverse drug reactions was 6.7% of hospitalized patients. The authors estimated that in 1994, overall, 2.2 million hospitalized patients had serious ADRs and 106,000 had fatal ADRs, making these reactions the fifth leading cause of death. Western medicine looks at the body as not being intelligent and not knowing what it's doing. For example, Western medicine would look at high blood pressure as bad and immediately put that person on blood pressure medication. They never seem to ask why the blood pressure is high in the first place. It's usually not because of a beta blocker deficiency. They never seem to look at the fact that the body may think, under the given circumstances, that they need to increase the blood pressure to keep you alive. What if the individual was 100 pounds overweight and had an extra 70 miles of arteries and capillaries to pump blood through? Any physics professor will tell you that the pump has to pump harder. The body even thinks the little bit of damage that it's creating with the higher blood pressure in order to function properly is necessary. In this case, your body is doing it to get blood to your brain so that you don't die. But no, Western medicine is smarter than the body and treats the numbers. So at the funeral, we can all say, I know he's dead, but look at the cholesterol, look at the blood pressure numbers. They're perfect. Look at the body's perceived importance of cholesterol. It's absolutely made everywhere. Your body is going to make cholesterol peripherally in your intestines, the skin, muscles, ovary, adrenal glands. It makes it in your liver, and you can absorb a little bit depending on the research you look at. Somewhere between 5 and 10% of your cholesterol is based on what you've actually eaten in your diet. It doesn't have a very large effect. So what is the healthiest number for cholesterol? We'll get there later, but here's another example of Western medicine looking at the body as not being intelligent. Someone somewhere opened a cadaver and looked into the arteries and saw cholesterol plaquing the lining of the arteries. This astonishing conclusion was made about cholesterol that it was bad, but never once did that person ask why it was there in the first place. Thus was born statin medications to lower cholesterol levels because the body is not capable of knowing what to do for itself. Perhaps it was a diet high in refined and processed carbohydrate, inflaming the arteries, massive slugs of insulin are shredding the lining of the arteries, and in order to not bleed to death, the body plaqued them with cholesterol to protect itself. Here's what Sally Fallon and Mary Enig have to say. Cholesterolemia is the health issue of the 21st century. It is actually an invented disease, a problem that emerged when health professionals learned how to measure cholesterol levels in the blood. High cholesterol exhibits no outward signs. Hypercholesterolemia requires the services of a physician to detect its presence. Many people who feel perfectly healthy suffer from high cholesterol. In fact, feeling good is actually a symptom of high cholesterol. Continuing now from the same quote, doctors who treat this new disease must first convince their patients that they are sick and need to take one or more expensive drugs for the rest of their lives. Drugs that require regular checkups and blood tests. You're going to check your liver enzymes every 11 nanoseconds because of how destructive it is to your liver. But such doctors do not work in a vacuum. Their efforts to convert healthy people into patients are bolstered by the full weight of the U.S. government, the media, and the medical establishment, agencies that have worked in concert to disseminate the cholesterol dogma and convince the population that cholesterol is the problem. The number one and easiest way to lower your cholesterol levels is to cut out the carbohydrate from your diet. Healthy cholesterol levels are certainly well within the 220 to 240 range, perhaps more even if it runs in your family. Here's a brief description of why cholesterol is going to be the source of your or why glucose is going to be the source of your cholesterol in your body. Glucose comes into your cells, becomes something called pyruvate. Don't worry about the words so much, just try to follow along. It's going to go into the mitochondria, and it can either go down here through the Krebs cycle, form 36 ATP, or it can go down another pathway as that's getting overrun and form cholesterol. But again, if you follow this backwards, it all comes back to the sugar that's coming into the cell. Now I'm going to summarize a little bit of a book called The Cholesterol Myths by Dr. Ravenscoff. I definitely recommend everybody to read this when they get the chance. This is going to give you the most complete amount of information all at once. So here's some of the key points of the book. First, cholesterol is not a deadly poison, but a substance vital to the cells of all mammals. There is no such thing as good or bad cholesterol, but mental stress, physical activities, and change of body weight may influence the level of blood cholesterol. A high cholesterol is not dangerous by itself, but may reflect an unhealthy condition or it may be totally innocent. Number 2, a high blood cholesterol is said to promote atherosclerosis and thus also coronary heart disease. But many studies have shown that people whose blood cholesterol is low become just as atherosclerotic as people whose cholesterol is high. Number 3, your body produces 3 to 4 times more cholesterol than you eat. The production of cholesterol increases when you eat little cholesterol and decreases when you eat much. This explains why the so-called prudent diet cannot lower cholesterol more than on average a few percent. Number 4, there is no evidence that too much animal fat and cholesterol in the diet promotes atherosclerosis or heart attacks. For instance, more than 100 studies have shown that people who have had a heart attack haven't eaten more fat of any kind than any other people, and degree of atherosclerosis at autopsy is unrelated with diet. Number 5, the only effective way to lower cholesterol is with drugs, but neither heart mortality or total mortality have been improved with drugs, the effects of which is cholesterol lowering only. On the contrary, these drugs are dangerous to your health and may shorten your life. Number 6, the new cholesterol lowering drugs, the statins, do prevent cardiovascular disease, but this is due to other mechanisms than cholesterol lowering. Unfortunately, they also stimulate cancer in rodents. Number 7, many of these facts have been presented in scientific journals and books for decades, but are rarely told to the public by the proponents of the diet heart idea. 8, the reason why laymen, doctors, and most scientists have been misled is because opposing and disagreeing results are systematically ignored or misquoted in the scientific press. Thank you very much for listening. I would like to offer you a special gift to come into our office for a free history and consultation. I believe your health is too important, so I'm offering this gift at no charge. Please take advantage of it. Fill out the contact information on my website and call the office to come in for your free consultation. I hope you enjoyed this information. Look for the many other videos I have produced on various health subjects. Thank you, and I will look forward to seeing you soon and being a part of your health team. If you do not live in the Syracuse, New York area, you can still visit my website for contacting a certified applied kinesiologist doctor or a diplomate in applied kinesiology near you, or to still have a phone consultation with me. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.